World of Warcraft team has come out of hiding and revealed some information to us about patch 9.1.5 for World of Warcraft retail version, not classic. And obviously it kind of drew my attention as a veteran of World of Warcraft who decided not to play anymore, but I think it still is kind of a habit as well as the duty to some of my community members who are still playing World of Warcraft to express my opinion on whether or not I believe they are doing enough for me in this particular case to consider coming back. There are lots of factors to this decision and to this kind of thinking process, so I thought maybe somebody would like to make themselves a cup of tea and sit with me through this little friendly, unscripted rant where we take a look at the news, slightly marked up with my scribbles there on the screen. Yeah, if this sounds like your cup of tea, please keep watching, like the video to support this type of little intermission in the content, little off topic if you like, from all my guides and other stuff that I've been publishing, and let's have some fun today. Let's just have an honest chat about it. Welcome back to the channel, my friends. I'm Gyro, I'm your host here. In case you're new here and don't know me, I mostly recently kind of play Path of Exile, a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV here and there, and looking at some other gaming because fun is most important. That's what I believe. I've left World of Warcraft in March this year or something, before all the horrible things started happening in Blizzard and Activision space. I didn't just jump on the bandwagon. I kind of just decided to vote with my money and leave before. So to get it out of the way straight away, this is not a drama video. I'm not going to talk about again all these allegations against Blizzard Entertainment and Activision Blizzard and all the people leaving and all that kind of stuff. We all know all of that and we've heard enough of that. My position on it is very, very clear. I would like to see a substantial change in the leadership of World of Warcraft, of Blizzard, of the whole space. I do believe that some of the heads still need to roll, but we will talk about this a little bit later. Today, so that is why I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back so far. I do not think that there is enough appeal for me in World of Warcraft as a game. There is just not enough value for money, as well as I didn't want to support the company. Having said that, as I tweeted kind of a few weeks ago, I suppose, because I'm generally not into drama and any of that kind of stuff, but as I tweeted my opinion a while ago, I believe that there are two sides to this disaster coin. There is the horrible leadership, there are horrible people, but at the same time there are good people that are suffering from the fact that a lot of us players have no interest in the game. They're not supporting, we are not supporting their jobs, we are not paying for their jobs. So there are not just baddies in this. There are some good people who are caught in the middle. And us not supporting this results in them losing their jobs, losing their well-being and other kind of stuff. So that's why one last time maybe I'm going to say that on this sensitive topic, it is not as black and white as some people would like it to be. It is not as black and white. And I do think that guilty people need to be punished. But I don't think that not guilty people have to keep suffering because of the guilty people. Does it make any sense? Hopefully it does. So for the rest of the video, we're only going to talk about the features that they are offering to us. At least from what I can see, I'm not playing the game right now. I don't have a running subscription and I don't have any immediate plans to restart that subscription. Yet, here is my opinion on what they are offering. Would I come back for 9.1.5? As a summary here, they talk about the finally allowing us to freely switch between the covenants. Freely switch between the covenants of Shadowlands, while retaining all the cosmetic rewards, pets, mounts, and all of that kind of stuff. This was a change that the community has requested ever since the covenants were just introduced. Ever since they were only introduced. And we will talk in more detail a little bit further down below, because this is just a summary point. But they're finally doing it. So hold that thought, let's talk about it. They're also removing conduit energy that used to be required to plug in and swap conduits. I was never ever a fan of this system as a whole, with energy, without energy, or whatever. I was never a fan of this as a veteran of World of Warcraft, as someone who was playing casually but consistently for many months and years before I left this space. So there are a few things to say about this. This is obviously them saying, hey, we're finally making this horrible system, which, by the way, doesn't cancel the fact that it's horrible in my opinion. We are making it more accessible for you. All right, fine. They are kind of boasting these, putting front and center these character customizations. Yeah, some of this stuff is not bad. I would say, as a person who has graphical preferences, as a person who has some appreciation for visuals, and if you're saying that you don't, I think you're lying. Everyone has preferences. I think this is not bad. Is this enough for me to say, yes, oh, I can't wait to come back to this and play this and look at this? Absolutely freaking not. Let's keep scrolling. There are some cosmetics. Okay, so here is a whole bulk of things. If you can help not reading ahead on my scribble notes, please just hear me out. And if you want to read ahead, please go ahead. That's why I scribbled there. It doesn't matter to me. Legion time walking. It's a meh for me, because time walking is not as rewarding as it should be in the game, and both from experience gains perspective and from the rewards perspective. So if I was playing right now or in 9.1.5, I do not particularly see why would I put my alts through this time walking stuff. It is not more beneficial than Mythic Plus. It is more beneficial than anything else, any other gear acquisition or character progression ways. For fun, I don't think that that's enough fun, because I've done enough Legion content when Legion was fresh and nice. And yes, there are some beloved dungeons and some stuff that we probably are missing by now, or would be missing by now if I was playing World of Warcraft still. But in my opinion, this is not necessarily a draw for me. Let me know in the comments down below if any of these, including the Legion time walking that we're talking right now about, if that is a draw for you. For me, it is definitely not. The more introduction becoming skippable is a good change. It is a good change. Credit where it's due. Once again, and I can ask that question, and I will ask that question further down the line as well. Why did it take them so bloody long? Why such stubbornness? Why such stubbornness? Why not make it skippable straight bloody up as soon as you've leveled, I don't know, 3 alts? Why not have that magic switch? Mate, you've seen enough of our stupid more introduction. Why not make it skippable? Well, finally they're doing it. Good. Island expeditions are now queuable solo, or with a party. That is very good. If I could be bothered scribbling here uncomfortably with the mouse, which justifies and explains hopefully why this looks so horrible here on the screen, but I kind of like it. I don't care. It's grungy. It's a grungy look. I think that skippable island expeditions is good. Oh, sorry, skippable introduction of the more is good, and island expeditions queuable solo is very, very good. My main question here would be, and I will keep an eye on the people who are actually covering this news, who are not shills, but who are actually truly covering these news, and as they will be looking at PTR. I will not be looking at PTR, by the way. I will not be. I will only be looking from the sidelines like this, right? But I'll be looking at when they say there are plenty, there is a bounty of awards just waiting to be plundered. What are they talking about? So I don't know, but this could be interesting. What would make island expeditions amazingly interesting? Amazingly interesting for anyone who is willing to go past any other sin of theirs and any other shortage of content of theirs just for this. What would be fantastic if it was providing competitive amount of experience so that people can flat out level through island expeditions. That they could just spam the solo queue and level through island expeditions if they want to. If they give it that kind of, you know, factor, if they give it that type of quality, I suppose, then I think it would be very, very, very good. Okay, as far as talent and ability improvements remains to be seen. As far as allied race unlocks, whoever wanted those allied races already unlocked them. As far as additional travel points and the more, yes, it's a convenience, but meh. Remote anima turn-ins, I haven't played for a while, so I kinda, to be honest with you, I don't even see particular use for it. I guess it's good. Transmogrification linking, whatevs. All of this bunch, this, in my opinion, all of this bunch is meh. Alt leveling improvements, well, of course this is good. Any alt leveling improvements are good, especially for casual players, altaholics, as I classify myself as. Like, I'm one of those people, always have been in any MMORPG game that I'm playing. Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft, I'm an altaholic. I roll alts. So Threads of Fate was a great system in the concept that allows you to skip the storyline, skip the campaign straight away after you've done it once. Conceptually, Threads of Fate was fantastic, but factually, it was really slow. You had to travel all around the world. It's not Diablo adventure system where you can teleport between targets, quickly fulfill all the needs, level up, get experience, get rewards. It's not like that. You have to travel all over the world without having flying unlocked or anything for that matter. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit meh. But addition of, say, Torghast as a leveling option, as much as I hate Torghast for lack of rewards, as much as I believe that, for example, Final Fantasy XIV's original implementation of Torghast system, that Torghast was kind of a replica of, essentially, which is called Palace of the Dead in Final Fantasy XIV. So Torghast is lame, in my opinion. I haven't played for almost, well, quite some time, right? Quite a few months. But Torghast still is a very bitter/sour memory for me. It's kind of a waste of my time. But if they give it tangible rewards of some sort, and if they give it substantial amounts of, well, substantial, I mean competitive amounts of experience gains, then it becomes a welcome and very interesting additional option of leveling of alts in Shadowlands. I think this could be actually relatively big. This could be relatively big, you know, this. But a question mark is a key sign here. We don't know exactly what they're gonna do. We don't know, because they like to think that they know better what's good for you and me. And that means that they will not give us just freedom. Just play however you want to play. PvP gear power adjustments remains to be seen just how adjusted it will become, just how much of a gap, power level gap, they will decrease for new characters. Like, how will that actually feel? Remains to be seen. Quantitatively, I would like to see numbers here before I pass judgment, because it could be meh. It could be completely meh, or it could be really good. And look, 100% drop rate of rune covers recipes at this stage of the game. If you play the game, if you played the game even like I did before leaving, it kind of means not much to you, because you probably already have majority of recipes, if not all of them by now, don't you? So I probably, like right now, even if I thought, oh Gyro, let's go back to the game and you finally can 100% get that recipe, does it make you excited? Not enough. Certainly not enough, for sure. Alright, so these are all the summary of all the things, and all these scribbles, all of what I said to you sort of tells you that I see a couple of things here as good potential. So if we just look at the content, if we leave all the noise about Blizzard Entertainment, all the noise about all these allegations against, you know, the company and all that, if we leave that aside and only judge by the content, there are a few good things here. Is it enough for me to just rock back into the game? Probably not. Probably not. I welcome your opinions though. If any of this makes you a lot more excited than it made me excited, tell me. Let's have a chat in the comments down below. I always welcome everyone's opinions, as long as you're not a troll or toxic blind Blizzard supporter, no matter what they're doing. Then I'm so sorry, mate, you're not welcome. Finally, to wrap this up, before we wrap this up, and I'm not gonna rant for as long as I just did, let's talk very briefly about the Shadowlands developer update. And yes, no doubt you are looking at my scribbles here, and they are, spoiler alert, oh, and Final Fantasy XIV here at the bottom, randomly showing as an ad, very timely. Let's call it very timely. And now it disappeared, but you saw it. Okay, so Shadowlands developer update. They are putting front and center how awesome essentially they are, or they're basically positioning it in a way that we should be super happy that after a freaking year they came to the conclusion that they need to allow us to swap covenants, because that was a massive, massive ask from the community. It took them a year to listen to you. And with all this lack of listening, with all these kind of like interviews of Ian Hazzikostas with Preach Gaming, other instances of them trying to interact with the community, where basically they were just refuting any of the attempts of people to ask for what they want and be heard and be acknowledged, even as just, you're making this game for me, for us. You're not making this game for yourselves, dear developers, and Ian Hazzikostas specifically. You're not making it for yourselves. You're making it for us. So guess what, my friends? You need to please us, not yourselves, right? Like, that is such a basic thing that still boils my blood. And I still want an apology for all this BS attitude that they had, that they've been demonstrating. And I would dare say, my friend, they keep demonstrating it. They keep demonstrating it. Yes, they're finally giving us something. Guess why? Guess why? Not because they finally came to their senses. No. Because like half of the players went to Final Fantasy XIV. That's why. That's why they're doing this, okay? Make no freaking mistake, my friend. Make no mistake that that's why they're doing it. But overall, look, lots of good changes, but again, positioned and phrased here in this developer update as something that, well, yes, we should have heeded to the community feedback a year ago. A year freaking ago. And it took them a year and a whole bunch of horrible circumstances to finally say, let's give it to them and let's just position it as a fact. Like, almost like, we're just looking at data here. Yeah, I guess that's a better way. Not like, you know what, we're sorry. We're sorry, we were tone deaf, we were not listening to you, you were not appreciated, that's why you left. Me and you and a whole bunch of other people, if you have left. No, nothing like that. Because if the phrasing, if the respect was shown, and if the phrasing was like that, well, along the lines of what I'm saying now, I don't think I'm asking for anything outlandish here. I don't think I'm being unreasonable here, right? I do think, first of all, I do still believe that Ian Hazzikostas is still responsible for what was happening within his team. If some heads rolled, but his didn't, I still think that he's responsible for not just lack of content, not just tone deafness, but a lot of other things that have gone wrong in his team. He would know, yeah? So he did nothing. His job still needs to, his head still needs to roll, as far as I'm concerned. End of the freaking story. And also, overall, I am still not happy about how this is positioned. How this is positioned. There is no apology. People who are still responsible still have their jobs. And in all honesty, as we've just gone through the content itself, I do not believe that there is enough of an oomphy awesome content. And don't tell me that I can't expect oomphy awesome content from 9.1.5. I can expect whatever I freaking want to expect, okay? And I'm just saying here that if all this makes you excited and still want to pay them or come back and stuff, good for you. Honestly, good for you, whatever, right? But this is my opinion on this. And I welcome yours, as long as we remain mutually respectful. You are entitled to your opinion, I'm entitled to mine. A lot of people left World of Warcraft. I don't regret leaving. This is not making me come back. How about you? Let me know. Let's have a chat in the comments down below. In the meantime, I thank you for listening to me. I thank you for, especially if you listen to the whole thing, because it's very hard to take just a snippet of it if you fast forwarded, right? And then you miss the whole other arguments and positives and negatives and whatever. But it is what it is. So thank you very much for tuning in today. Hopefully we'll speak again soon, either in the comments or in another video. Thanks very much. See you later. Bye bye for now.